All right, all right. Yes, the day is finally here. I know you all been patiently waiting. We are finally here.
Live and in color.
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and hit the applause one time, just to give it up one time for us. You know what I mean?
No doubt, no doubt. If we don't do it, who else will?
Hey, like I said, we here so they pick up whatever we putting down. You know what I mean?
Ain't that
Yes,
the truth?
yes. This is the first episode of the Welcome to Forever podcast.
So, like we say, I know we've been keeping y'all patiently waiting. We greatly appreciate that. But as always, we promise not to disappoint because while you're here with the Walk-In Holiday He-Man, with the one and only P-Mac Chambers.
There we go. Talk about it.
And Lord knows we got plenty to talk about.
Oh, that we do. That we do.
Now, the biggest thing that I feel like we should start off with is because, let's be honest, let's talk about this catch and L. For those of you who's probably listening, y'all don't know about this, but in the group, you know what I'm saying, Battle of Sexes, where we hold it down, like we only know how. We have spirited debates. We have discussions about certain things. And one of them is about catching that L. Recently, one of our group members, she had posted something about a gentleman. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up real quick to talk about it. Talking about how this gentleman, he caught an L through a text message conversation. That sounds about right to you, Paul?
Yeah, it's something to that effect. Something like she called out all of his deficiencies,
Okay.
and it was a lot.
It was a whole lot.
It makes me wonder who really took the L.
Right.
Because you don't have that many deficiencies without some kind of early warning signs.
And that's what we was trying to get to understand was the fact that, okay, yeah, we'll give him that. He took a L. Cool. But he didn't take it alone. He didn't fall down that grenade by his damn self. That's for sure. But the argument is that he solely, and him alone, is the only one that took an L and not her.
Not buying that.
Nah.
Not buying that, not one bit.
Not by any stretch.
Not by a long shot.
Nuh-uh. Not one bit. But we're going to get down to the bottom of it. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, we will. And then they decided to provide some kind of insider information that was not even in the message. All we have to go off of is that one little picture. But then all of a sudden it went to, oh, well, I bet he ride the bus. And he probably live in his mama house in the basement.
Right.
You can't get all of that from just that one little picture. Now you're just making assumptions.
But who are we dealing with here, though?
Oh, this is women.
These are women. So,
oh, yes.
So guess what? Like we talked about in the group. If you ain't got a hair on your shirt, she gonna say, who is that bald heifer? Who is she?
Mm-hmm.
Then when you say, I don't know who she is, you're lying.
Yep.
You're lying. So assumptions is the name of the game, it seems like, for females. And I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I don't get that. We could be honest, open, and very genuine, but at the same time, you can't trust them niggas.
Oh, yeah.
You can't trust them dogs.
Oh, yeah. And you know what happens when you assume? You make an ass out of you and not me.
But that's where it goes even deeper, right? Because guess what? When we assume stuff, we assume shit, and we wrong, what do we got to do? We got to apologize.
Yep.
We got to bite the bullet. We have to sit up there and
Even
say...
when we're not wrong, we have to apologize.
Some people do. I'm not finna do it.
Oh, I'm not either.
You just going to be mad. You
well,
going to be
let
angry.
me rephrase. They expect us to apologize.
There you go.
Even when they're wrong.
Right.
We got to apologize.
We the ones that got to sit up there and be like, you mad? You okay? I'm sorry. I'm not finna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm in the wrong, I may chew on it later, then I'll come up and apologize if I'm wrong. But damn it, if I'm in the right and I know I'm right, it's just going to be two mad people in a house and I'm being there playing PlayStation 4 with something to eat.
Talk about it.
And having a gay old time like the Flintstones.
Talk about it.
So she could be mad all she wants to.
And she will be.
Yeah.
Because they're stubborn and they're hard-headed.
Indeed they are.
And then it'd be one of them situations where you gotta figure out what she's doing to get that apology. Right. Because women aren't just gonna come out and say it.
Nah.
They're gonna do something And then you're gonna be like, okay, that's her way of apologizing. That's what you hit her with that. Man,
Right.
come here.
Right.
You hit her with that, man, come here. It's like you crack the code to that apology that you don't even know that you got.
Right.
So, but that's women though.
That's true. Because, okay, let's back that up. Because apologies. Now, see, if that's the case, if they can't apologize, who really has the most pride? Now, I ain't gonna lie. I'm very prideful as a
Me too.
man. I'm not gonna even lie about it. That is one of my biggest faults. I own up to that. But at the same time, if you can't say I'm sorry when you specifically know that you fucked up, I mean, come on now.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
So let me ask you this. Why do you feel like women have a hard time apologizing? From your perspective.
From my perspective and from my experience, I feel like women have a hard time apologizing because they haven't accepted the fact that it's okay to not be right 100% of the time.
So
They feel like they have to be right about everything. They don't know that it's okay. Like I can not be right about something sometimes. I
Right.
don't have to be right all the time.
Right.
I don't feel like they can accept this, and they won't acknowledge it either. That's what I think.
So you trying to tell me they can't even give us 1%? They got to be just in that moment, in an instant. They just can't say, my bad, I fucked up. They got to be right 100% of the time.
That's what I feel.
And you know what? You might be right. And you know what? They got a diagnosis for that. It's called being hot damn me delusional.
You ain't lying.
That's what that is.
You are not
If
lying.
you feel like that you're 100% right, and yes, ladies, I'm talking to y'all. If that is the case and you can't apologize, well, that means you can't accept. I'm not going to give you credit when you're right.
You ain't. Ooh,
If you can't accept the fact when you're wrong, what do I look like? And then when you're right, that just means we just gonna be disagreeing about every damn
You
thing.
ain't lying.
The sky's blue. You're a damn lie.
We just
No,
gonna
it's
be
not.
at a motherfucking stalemate then.
That's how they feel.
They do. They do. I will never understand it.
No.
We still trying to crack this code.
Right.
And that's what we're on a mission to try to do is to
That-
crack this code.
That's what we're here for, right? That's the whole purpose of this podcast. That's the whole purpose of sitting down and having dialogue. Is to try and crack the code on one another. Now that's the thing though. Women may feel like that they know everything about us. They feel like, first of all, we dogs. Second of all, we don't know shit. Third of all, we cheat. Damn, do they even know about some of the good qualities that we have?
Yeah, but then that goes back to my point. That would be accepting that they're not right about everything.
That's true.
And if they have it in their brain that all men cheat, all men are dogs, all men lie, and then they come across a guy that might be in that 1%
Right.
of men that don't cheat, that don't chop, that don't lie, that ain't a dog.
Right.
That would be almost like admitting that they're wrong.
So you trying to tell me that you felt like they would rather denounce that good men exist just to prove that they right than to just
I wouldn't put it past them. I would not put it past them. That is just me. And I'm a little off in my brain.
But it makes sense.
I think
though.
a lot differently than a lot of these fuck niggas out here.
Right.
But that's how I feel in my brain. So
But it makes sense though. It makes sense. It's easier to paint every man with a wide brush than to just sit up there and say, you know what, this dude is pretty good.
yeah.
That's pretty good. He hold it down. He's home on time. He spend time with me. He cook. He rub my ugly feet. He do all of these things. But let's be honest. Women don't want no good nigga.
They don't.
They don't. It sound good,
It sounds real good.
but they don't want a cat that's going to be in front of their face all the time. That's going to tell them, I love you all the time. They don't want that dude that's going to be Mr. Perfect. Why? Because they'll get burnt out on him. They will road map the shit out of him. If he was Mr. Perfect, if his ass was there 24/7, rubbed her feet, picked up the kids, cooked dinner, worked hard, was there on time, that would not be enough. They will find a flaw. But and that flaw would be is what they tell their friend that's been there for him the whole time. I just see you as you just too good of a man.
Dude, all I know is I hate with a passion
Okay.
that one sentence that I've heard quite a few times
All right.
in my life.
What's that?
Paul, you're a nice guy, but that one phrase,
Uh huh.
that one phrase was the first nail in that, or that led to me going through my first whole phase.
Okay. Okay.
It was the first nail in it. Matter of fact, you know what? Yeah. Story time.
Story time. Story time. Story time.
Let's go back to 2006.
Okay.
I'm 16 years old.
Young man. Fresh.
When I was in the 10th grade,
All right.
I finally got contacts,
Okay.
got rid of my glasses,
Okay.
slimmed down a little bit. I focused more on basketball, started to slim down, get a little bit more defined, a little more cut,
Right on.
start feeling myself a little bit,
Okay. Confidence. Confidence.
you know.
No doubt.
There was this one girl. Oh, she was beautiful.
Come on now.
Man, it's my first crush.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, and I mean like my first serious
Crush, not
I
just
mean, you
in-
know, you crush like in junior high, and
Right.
shit, but that ain't real. That's just that. That's just that bullshit. This was my first real crush.
Right. You not that puppy love, not that new edition.
Nah.
That candy girl crush. It
this was the real deal.
deal. Okay.
This was
Okay.
the real deal.
Right on.
So I'm in 10th grade. Maggie Romero. Oh, oh man, she was gorgeous. Man.
Okay.
And I was feeling this girl, dude. I'm talking about I was curving girls for her.
Really.
And I chased this girl pretty much for the rest of high school. I'd say up to my senior year.
Okay.
Left and right. I'm asking her out. I'm trying to get there.
All right.
And me, I learned a lot in this situation.
Okay.
First of all, I learned about the curve.
Okay.
Now I can look back. Then I was too stubborn and hard-headed
Right.
and persistent
Okay.
to notice it then.
Of course.
But after a while, you know, I picked up on it.
right.
So I chased that girl. I want to say by this time I was a junior. I tried one more time.
Oh, you had your track shoes for real.
Yeah.
You was out there.
Oh, yeah,
that
it wasn't a
Usain
game.
Bolt. Right.
Like I said, I'm stubborn and hard-headed.
Understandable.
You know. I met her in between classes
All right.
on a little stairwell. Gave it one last shot.
All right.
And this was the first time I had ever heard this statement, too.
Okay.
I asked her out one more time.
What?
I was like, I feel it. I was
Right.
like, this is going to be it.
Let's go say yeah.
She said, Paul, you're a nice guy, but I just don't want to go out with you. My heart dropped
Come on,
off
man.
that staircase, dude.
No doubt.
That shit hurt, dude.
Big time.
And that was the first nail that eventually led to my little hoe phase. I went through a small hoe phase, but
Understandable.
led to my first one.
Right.
And it's a whole nother, it's a little bit off topic, but
All right.
I don't know if I want to get involved with a chick that never had a hoe phase.
And you know what? That's a good point because that means that motherfucker it's out. It's creeping out. It's and guess what? Do you want to be the one that it come out on?
That it come out on.
Right.
You know? But that's a whole nother. That's off on a whole
but-
tangent. But yeah. So long story less long.
All right.
Had that. That just went left.
Right.
My senior year, start dating this white girl.
All right.
I know Crystal gonna have a kick about that one. just cause.
Chris gonna have a kick about everything.
Start dating this white girl. Then, you know, I start getting involved with a couple other girls. And I meet this one girl. We was together for a little bit. And after we broke up, that was the second nail.
All right.
And then I meet another girl after her. We clicked instantly.
Right.
But it was like a month after the last chick. So I
Okay.
was still kind of,
Kind of a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
still had a little bit of feeling there.
Right.
But you know, I want to be a good dude. You know what I
No
mean?
doubt.
I was still trying to be a good dude. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I felt the only thing to do was to not take her choice away from her.
Okay.
So I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling you, but I still do have a little bit of feelings for her. Now it's over with me and her,
Right.
but there is still a little bit of feeling there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to take her choice away from her, and I had to respect what came next.
All right.
She said, well, maybe we just shouldn't take this any further. I was like, it's not what I wanted, but I respect it.
Right. At least you kept it 100.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because choice is a big deal.
it is.
You know, but the thing that gets me with that is how many lack of people actually give the other party involved the opportunity to have one. Like, you went about it the right way. You was like,
Because I
"I'ma
could have
give her
easily
choice."
sold her a dream.
Yeah, you could have said, baby, I love you. You my one and only. I want to be only with you. And she buy into that when that ain't the case. So the fact that you was like, you know what, this is the real. You have a choice. But the thing that gets me is that so many people don't realize how helpful that is. They automatically assume the worst, particularly fellas. Why? Instead of just saying, you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't ready to settle down. That ain't my forte right now. But we can still kick it. We can hang out now. If you want it to be more than that, that's totally up to you. That's your choice. But I'm just going to tell you right off the rip. And guys will be so amazed at how often a woman may be expecting the exact same thing. She'll be like, you know what, nigga, I don't want to get tied down. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, lovey-dovey right now.
Yeah.
I want to boo when I want to boo, then at the same time, I want to do me. But guys automatically think a woman is going to say no. Gonna automatically just kill it in the bud. But when you plan that game, you throw it out there, the choice, right? Then it becomes a tug of war of who's going to break first.
Mm-hmm.
Who going to catch feelings
Mm-hmm.
first? And that is when the trouble starts.
And it just, I hate it when guys do that shit.
Right.
Just because, they sitting there, telling the girl, I love you, I want to be with you.
Right.
Ain't nobody else for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as she catch feelings, it's, I don't know if I'm ready to do this right now.
Right.
I've been hurt before. I don't want to, that bullshit.
Right.
These fucking mutts be fucking spitting, man. But I just, choose is the most powerful word in the English language.
Real talk.
I will never, ever take a girl's choice away from her.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to jump in anything that I'm not ready for.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want to sit there and lie. It's too much work when you sit there lying to them and shit, and because it's playing with people's feelings. And then
Right.
those are the situations where I understand it when women be talking about niggas ain't shit,
Right.
because they go through shit like that, and
Right.
that's when I can understand it. I hate it that they lump us all in together
Right.
like that, but I understand where it's coming from.
No doubt. But at the same time, they got that new age shit going on where, in all fairness, because let's be honest, sometimes niggas are the new females. But now, females trying to be the new niggas. And they the ones out there trying to get
They
their
not
rocks off.
trying. A lot of them are niggas.
Yeah, they will sit up there, you know what I'm saying? They'll smash you and they'll tape a little damn me $20 on your nipple and tell you, you know what I'm saying, go buy yourself something to eat, I'm gone. And then guys catch feelings. But the thing that get me is, fellas, you can't do that. You can't do that. If it was your idea to smash and grab, and then she put that whip appeal on you, she put that ooh-wee, that snapback comeback on you, you can't get in your feelings if you see her walking around with the next dude. Now, I know you may feel like that. Ooh, it was so good. I want it to be mine and only mine. I want her to be for me and only for me. But if you got an agreement, you got to honor that agreement.
Mm-hmm.
But ladies, at the same time, I understand y'all talking about that. We just the new niggas. We the new guys. We like y'all. But y'all can't do like we do.
Mm-mm.
First of all, communication. See, that's my biggest thing. I will cut you off. I could go all day without talking to you. I could look at her. I could text you back an hour, 2 hours later, so on and so forth. So this whole, what are you doing? You ain't text me back in 0.5 seconds of the diameter decimal of the fraction of a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why I feel like they struggle to be men.
Very true.
Because in the back of their mind, if he's not texting me, who is he texting? So you can't play the game and be in our shoes and still have them type of feelings if that's how you want to go about doing it.
Oh yeah, and I mean some things they gotta realize is that they gotta understand that ninth inning stretch.
Right.
You know, some men will go through their whole contact list, texting everybody in there, saying what's up. You know, seeing who respond first.
Right.
Ladies, y'all might be that ninth inning stretch. Like we might have ran through our whole contact list. And then we finally get to you.
And you respond.
And that means all the other hoes we got on our phone did not respond.
Right. So,
You know?
I mean, it is what it is. And they may take offense to that. They may feel like, and then they probably feel like he's the first one that texts, and that ain't the case.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, it killed, because I figured out something. I'll be honest with you. Veronica, I'm not going to text you if I'm feeling you what you're doing. You know, because it's like females get burnt up like a matchstick when you say, what is it, what you doing, big head?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't it past your bedtime, this, that, and other. Shit, nigga make small talk here and there. But I think once it gets past midnight, about 1-ish, instead of me texting you what you doing, I'm going to ask you, you hungry? What you want to eat? Because all I hear is females talk about they like to eat. I want tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Rub my booty in and give me tacos. Okay, I'm going to put it to the test. You hungry? What you want? We gon' really see. We gonna see where your conversation skills at there.
Oh, you ain't like, because we ain't about that bullshit at that, especially at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Man, nah, at all. And that's another thing too, P-Mac. If a lady's, I'm gonna tell you, if your conversation skills are trash, you will not get no play. Now I know y'all think niggas only want a smash. I get that, but
That's a lot of niggas.
Right.
That is a lot of niggas.
That is true.
They just want that.
But
real niggas.
Man, if your conversation skills is trash, I get bored easy. That is one of my biggest things. I get very bored easy. If you can't stimulate my mind, if you can't keep me going with conversation, either, because I'll be honest with you, I'm an asshole. I'm sarcastic. I'm going to always say some slick shit.
Same here.
If you can't give me no back and forth, or if we can't sit down and have an intelligent conversation, I'm going to get bored. I'm going to get bored real quick. Then that's where that venturing off is going to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go from, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, ha, LOL. Then I'm going to go search for some real life conversation. That's just the way it is.
I don't know how many times I've said it, but you've heard me say it so many times. A woman is only as attractive as what comes out of her mouth.
That's true.
A woman could be a dime piece.
Right.
There are so many fine women that are instantly unattractive to me just because they open their mouth. I literally would be like, okay, go play in traffic. I'm done with this conversation. I do not care to hear anything else you've got to say. And it's because a lot of them feel like, oh, I'm fine.
Bruh.
That's all that should matter. No, bitch.
It don't.
It don't.
It don't.
Not when you fucking with a real nigga.
It do not, bruh. I swear, I'm laughing because I'll never forget. I was in my early 20s, and this beautiful female. You know what I'm saying? Me and her chopped it up. We kicking it, so on and so forth. It's like, all right, when come on back to the crib, we chop it up, watch movies, so on and so forth. Make a little drink, cook, chill. She's like, all right, cool. And so, mind you, she beautiful voice. I was like, okay, got a little cute customer service voice. I could get behind that. So we chopping it up, and we ain't never just really hung out strong. So we do it this time, and we start joking while the movie is going on, making small talk. And it went from a small laugh to, a laugh.
Oh, man. I feel like I know where this is going.
Bruh. When I say she's laughed like Fat Albert, bro, that crushed my soul, bro. I'm talking about, bro. I was at that. I don't know what it's about, bro. It turned me off. She was fine. I know. Look, she was good to go. But that laugh, that killed me, bro.
Because that's another thing that can't kill it.
Yeah.
Something that's very underrated. Right. She got a sexy laugh.
Yeah, bruh. A cute
that
little
shit gets me.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's a cute little laugh, or even if it's a cute, deep laugh, where it goes a long way. We want to see it. We want to hear it again.
And I'm not even going to lie. Little small guilty pleasure, something that's also kind of sexy to me is
what's that?
When a girl accidentally kind of snort.
Yeah.
That shit is actually sexy to me. I'll go ahead and say it. That shit is cute.
It is so cute. Why? Because they feel embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
You know, they feel like, oh, I kept sorry. No,
Yeah.
no, don't apologize.
Shit.
Don't apologize. You know, that's just like another thing that a woman does that I find highly attractive is when she likes to eat. When she feels comfortable, when she's, you know what I'm saying? That to me shows that, okay, you comfortable. Let's sit down and eat. Cool. She ain't got her hand over her mouth. She ain't being dainty and all. No, let's get in and smash. Let's see. I heard you talking about food. Don't be acting all chill and polite now, putting on a good face.
Because I'm a grub.
Yeah, I'm finna get down. That's just the way it's gonna be.
I ain't about to be sitting here trying not to make sure my elbows is not on the table and shit. Fuck that. I'm going in.
That takes too much time and effort, bruh, to sit up there and try and put on that fake. Look, I get you on the first impressions. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other first impressions you can make before it's time to sit down at that table and start eating.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So, nah, if chick got a cute laugh, man, go a long way. If you sound like, you know what I'm saying, raspy, you know what I'm saying, fat album voice, that's wicked tough. If she like to eat, even better.
Yeah.
Now she know how to cook. Oh my gosh, it is going down. It is going down because that's a lost art now.
It is.
I tell them quick, look, put milk on cereal ain't consider cooking. All right, that ain't.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I like Reese's Puffs as much as the next man, but I mean, I don't want to eat that 24/7.
No, bruh. Nah, if people gotta pray after they eat your meal before instead of before, that means you need to take a cooking class.
Something. Shoot.
That means you need to fix that.
Shoot, I can't tell you how much stuff I don't learn to cook watching YouTube. Better
Bruh.
cut that on. Shit,
Figure it out.
Shoot.
Figure it out. And the thing is, they'll take pictures of it. Look what I'm cooking for my man. No. No.
I can boil hot dogs too.
Yes. Yes. So nah,
Shoot.
that ain't considered nothing at all. Oh yeah, I found that going loop it back around to the L.
Read that shit off.
All right. So this is what the text message looked like. He goes back and he's like, "You'll never find a nigga like me."
Problem number one.
Right off the rip.
Never tell a girl that.
Ever in life. Why? Because men pick, women choose. That is the way it is.
She chose your ass, which means she could choose another nigga. Mistake number one. You never write that to a woman.
Ever in life. Women could get a nigga quicker than a nigga could get a female. That's just the way it is.
1,000%.
That's just the way it is.
So we didn't write the rules.
Nope.
We just call it like we see it.
That's it.
Shoot.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless. And she responds with, "Actually, I could find 1,000,000 poor hustling, saggy pants wearing, no gold, no respect, 350 credit score, insecure, misled by my mixtape ass. I'm in the streets but still broke ass. Weed smelling ass. Instagram stunning ass. Niggas like you, boo."
You know what sticks out to me in that whole thing?
What's that?
She said no respect.
Basically.
When I read all of that, I feel like she don't have any respect for herself if she putting up with a nigga that has all those deficiencies. That they could sit there and say, "I didn't know all of this when I first." No, fuck that.
Women investigate better than the FBI.
Take some accountability.
Yeah, own up to that. Own up to that you got you a scrub.
Because that was my biggest issue. All the women that were fighting for her in the group, they would not take any accountability.
None.
We're not denying the fact that he took an L.
Right.
We never said that. All we're saying is that she took one too.
Right. They walked down that aisle.
Because she chose that nigga.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit here and tell me that you didn't see any of that.
None of that.
When y'all was first date.
Man, it wouldn't shock me if he pulled her while selling one of his mixtapes. Because guess what? Because guess what? Like I put in the group, 9 times out of 10, she liked that shit. She liked being showed around. Old boys going to the trap house. And guess what? There ain't nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, when they sit down at the trap and his homeboy say, "That's you, bro." And she up there, "Yeah, I'm his boo thing." Yeah. But now that it's not working out. Now, granted, he was cocky with it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "You ain't gonna find out a nigga like me." But you trying to tell me, just like you said, she didn't see none of this before? Is that what you trying to Women investigate better than the FBI. No, but peep game, this is what they said in the group. She was maybe she wanted to elevate him.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad that you brought that up. That's probably women's biggest mistake, is thinking that they can change a man.
Right.
And there's
Right.
two sides of this.
All right.
That's a woman's big mistake.
Right.
A man's biggest mistake is thinking that a woman won't change.
Right.
And a woman's biggest mistake is thinking that she can change a man. A man is not going to change unless he wants to. You aren't going to. You can play a factor in it.
Yeah, you could support him.
But ultimately, he has to make those changes.
Exactly. You could support him every step of the way once he got his mind made up to change. But if you think that you are finna force him or beat in his head that he's gonna change, you are in for a long ride. A long ride. That's like you finna teach a snake how to bark.
Good luck.
Good luck. That's fellas, that's just like how you finna try and teach a pigeon how to swim. That ain't finna happen.
Nope.
She's not a duck. I said a pigeon. It's not finna happen.
It ain't.
So to sit up there and be like, I want to elevate him. Look, when you elevate something, when you want to elevate another person, you at least want them to have a solid foundation. You want them to have or show some type of small potential to where they can meet you on your level. And I'm not talking about, say, for instance, because a lot of times when the word elevate is brought up in relationships, it's always typically from a financial standpoint. Money. I'm going to help him get his education, get a better job, so on and so forth. But what about emotionally? What about mentally? That is the thing that a person can only do by themselves, because that's the only thing you don't have control over.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have control over another person's feelings, actions, mentality. So if he or she is already at the bottom rung and you think you're going to try and lift them up emotionally and mentally to do better than what they're doing, yeah, you let me know how that work out.
Yeah. I won't hold my breath on it.
Nah, that shit ain't gonna happen until hell has a hockey team, and I don't think the man below is not gonna let that happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
So, nah. So that, like you say, we weren't saying that he didn't catch a L, but ladies, own up to that. Take that.
I hate that. And I'm oh my goodness. I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this.
Say it. Say it.
Self-awareness is important.
Very much so.
Women have a hard time with putting some of the onus on themselves when it comes to failed relationships.
Of course.
Now, I'm not talking to those whack ass hoes that every time something goes wrong,
Right.
they say niggas ain't shit. Why can't I meet a good man?
Right.
I'm not talking to y'all. Fuck y'all. Go play in traffic. And I'll tell you why. Because self-awareness is important. Y'all refuse to recognize, yeah, the nigga you was with probably ain't shit.
Right.
But y'all refuse to recognize that y'all chose him.
Plain and simple.
So when that happens, you're just going to go pick another nigga just like him.
Plain and simple.
And then you're going to end up saying the same thing because you refuse to accept that. That's why I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all need to grow the fuck up.
Right.
I'm talking to those women that actually can, accept that.
Right.
That, yeah, he ain't shit, but I still picked him.
Mm-hmm.
Where was my fault
Right.
in this?
What didn't I see beforehand? Or what did I allow to continue when we were together? What, looking within oneself to be able to say, like you say, self-analysis. Where did I fall short? How can I be someone better, as opposed to dumping that big ass bag of bricks just on dudes and dudes alone? Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So I get when females be like, I'm crazy. You know what? You might be right. If you keep on sitting up here taking the same skillet scraping type dudes and laying with them and getting pregnant with them. Ooh, Lord, that's a different topic.
That's why I'm not talking to them.
Right.
I'm not talking to them.
But if you
I
keep
refuse to talk to them because it's frustrating the shit out of me. Because all we ever go hear is niggas ain't shit.
Niggas
And
ain't
I
shit.
get tired of hearing that bullshit.
It gets old real quick. So if you can't look within yourself and you can't say I fell short, I was a dog on me, a dinkle, and say, okay, how do I prevent that again? That's still on you. But you,
And
I'll go ahead.
and to the women that can,
Mm-hmm.
I want to offer just one little piece of advice. You can follow it or not. I'm just gonna offer y'all one little piece of advice. The women that actually can acknowledge where they fuck up in a situation.
Right.
Try stepping outside of your comfort zone.
Very much so. Very much so.
Because you go for a certain type. Let's admit it. We all have a type.
Everybody
Whether
does.
whether we want to admit it or not.
Right.
Everybody has a type.
Whether it's color, height, weight, whatever.
Whatever you're attracted to, like you said. But if the certain type of guy that you continue to go after continues to not work every single time, try stepping out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Try that guy that you usually would never talk to.
Exactly.
And just give him a chance. See how that might work out for you.
Because
That's my advice.
it makes sense. Why? Because what do you have to lose? Now, I understand time is very important.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are stuck with a specific someone, like you say, this same mode, you already know the end result. You already know how this story is going to end. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be angry and dissatisfied. So what do you have to lose to look at another guy and say, you know what? Maybe I should give him a shot. Maybe I should give him a chance. But again, that is something that women struggle with. What I mean by that is that perception. Like, we could look over a woman's fault. Now, a woman, men pick, women choose. But a man could look at a woman and be like, you know what? Her hair ain't done. You know what? She ain't dressed all the way good. You know what?
But I see the potential.
I see potential in her.
What she could be.
What she could be. And you know what? We'll still take our shot because we'll go from there. A female will look at a dude and be like, that nigga shoes busted. His hair ain't edged up. Dang. He look raggedy. Not knowing that this man probably working construction. He just got off of work trying to take care of whatever he needs to take care of. It seems like to make that jump, they like that, like old boy that's on that diving board that's shaking like a leaf and about scared to jump in. That is what they remind me of. So what do you have to lose? Now, sure, time, but think about all the things that you have to gain. That is something that they may not.
Because, I mean, if it's a guy that's really rocking with you, are you really losing time?
That's
or is
true.
it more like an investment?
Right. That's
Take
true.
the chance
But
and see what can happen.
But that's the
That's all
thing,
I'm
though.
saying.
It goes back to what we discussed before. He does all these things. Then all of a sudden, he's a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But he pays my bills. He does this. But anything before the word "but" does not exist. Oh, he's fine, but oh, he's a great guy. He does this. He pick up the kids. He cook, but he's this. He play too much PlayStation. He doesn't give me enough attention. All the things before "but" is not existent. It doesn't even count. It shouldn't even be brought up. If that's the case, you might as well just say he's not my type. But at the same time, who's losing?
I mean, because women, they'll put a dude in the friend zone. I'll just say, we've all been there, and any nigga that say he ain't been friend zone, you're a fucking liar.
He is a lie. Now, I'm curious.
We've all been there.
When we do have our co-hosts, because ladies, believe it or not, we will be having female guests. We will be having female
because
hosts.
we definitely want to get y'all's opinion on some of this shit.
Yes, because y'all will claim that we're not being fair, but in reality, it'll be nothing more than speaking the truth. Also, be ready to bring it, because we will. That's what we plan on doing. Don't be sensitive.
Stay ready. You don't have to get ready
at all. So, whoever we invite, it will be a revolving door female host. For the simple fact of the matter is, every woman is different. So is every man. But at the same time, we will have some guys that come in and stop by and hold it down with us too. But at the same time, women have a hard time just being able. They are highly influenced, and what I mean by that is that they can let a friend that doesn't have anything. Hell, nothing is even her own. Hell, they probably repo her wig if she don't pay it on time. She ain't got nothing of her own. But they will let this female, this friend, talk her out of a good relationship. This dude could pay rent. He could say, hey, baby, you know what? Here you go. Here's $400. Go buy yourself something. That's all he give you is $400. Mind you, she's single. She ain't got now nothing, nada. But she would look over and inspect her whole life and tell her, oh, I don't know. Is that all? That's all he gonna give you?
See, that's the type of girl that listen to too much Beyonce.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
she be in the club jigging whenever single ladies come on, forgetting that Beyonce, after she finished recording that song, went home to her husband.
Went straight to Jay-Z. So,
But that's the type of female that they want to listen to, though.
hey, if they
But
like,
that's all right, because that's why we're here,
we are here
to offer some more insight.
yes, support, to educate you. Now, you might not like it, and guess what? That's cool. I don't too much care. But at the same time, we try to do our good deed for the week.
And man, don't think you off limits either, because we talking to y'all dumbass bitches too.
Man, look her.
And I don't want anybody to be offended by the fact that we, use bitches and hoes. That's not gender specific.
No, far from
There
it.
are female bitches and hoes. There are male bitches and hoes. None of y'all are off. None of y'all are off limits.
Off limits. Consider us medicine, yo. Consider us your relationship, your emotional medicine. It may not taste good for your heart, for your emotions, for your mental, but it's good for you. You need to hear this, because guess what? 9 times out of 10, your friends ain't going to tell you.
Nope.
9 times out of 10, your mom and your pappy ain't going to tell you. Well, they probably tell you that nigga ain't shit, or that old girl is not what she is. But we go in depth. We going to let you know why mom and pappy feel that way.
I did actually see a meme on Twitter the other day, and I was rolling.
What's that?
It said, next time your girl is tripping, just tell her my mom was right about you. Like, dude, that might be a good way to get you stabbed. I just thought shit was funny.
Bro, and that's another thing that gets me in these relationships. Like you say, stab. Now, let's be honest. In any relationship, for the most part, I don't want to say, because let's be honest, sometimes females like to get handled. They not down with that whole lovey-dovey, let me caress you, oh, be gentle. No, they want to be handled sometimes within reason. Within reason, totally get that. Now, some people, might be a little bit more freaky than others. Not knocking that. But where's the extent coming from? You know where it is in the bedroom between you and your spouse. That's cool. But the thing I want to bring up is this handling each other when it's not going, the relationship is not going your way. And what I mean by that is, all you hear is, if he cheat, I stab him. If she cheat, I kill her. If she do this, I'm going to put it in the ground. If he does this, I'm going to burn down his house. I'm going to do all this. First of all, I'm going to be honest with you ladies. I ain't got time. You do that to me, I'm calling law.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling law.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I ain't got time for it. I am calling, and I'm pressing charges.
Mm-hmm. Don't come nowhere near my fucking shoes. You come in my shoes, it is a wrap.
It is. Man,
it is a wrap. You come in my shoes, I'm cutting your hair.
Bruh, I'm messing up your eyelashes, your makeup.
I'm going to take all the backs to your earrings. You're going to lose them some bitches.
Sephora, whatever.
You better go pop some erasers on the back of them motherfuckers or something.
Your purses is
I'm flushing
done.
your makeup.
Everything. I will be petty to the max. Then when you come after me, then I'm calling the law.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. I said it. Because the fact that, man, look here. First of all, if you cheat on me, I'm just going to leave you. I'm not going to give you a moment's notice. It ain't nothing to talk about. It's nothing to even discuss. Fact of the matter is, it's just going to be done. I'm not going to expand that much energy into fighting, into tearing up any and everything. For what? Why would I want to be in a toxic relationship like that? If obviously that's where you want to be, I feel sorry for the next nigga that's going to be with you. But that's all you hear. People want to stay and hang on to toxic relationships. So I'm like, I would rather leave you be and let you see me be happy with somebody else. No, you want to go with that busted, by all means. Fellas, you want to go step out on these doggone me Bushwick Bill, Donald Duck looking females when you got you a whole thing at the house? Guess what? Don't try and strong arm her when she decide to leave you and do better.
And it goes back to that one conversation we had a while back.
What's that?
When I said I believe men cheat, women have affairs.
Right.
And that may not always be the case, because like I said, females are the new niggas.
Right.
But I feel like for the most part, I think women have more affairs. Men just cheat.
Right. Because
Men will go out and go fuck whoever, go back, ain't even wash his ass, jump right back in the bed with his woman like it ain't shit.
right.
Women, more feelings involved, typically.
Yep. That's
And
very
that's
true.
that's when it becomes an affair, when there's some kind of feelings involved.
And that's the thing, though. Like you say, cheating can be very spontaneous.
Yeah.
It can be very in that moment, and it's very rare for the most part. It seems like that women cheat spontaneously. For them, like you say, with the affair aspect of it, it's very emotional. Most of the time, it probably be some grooming involved, little small talk, work hubby, little things like that. Why? Because he's ensnared her on an emotional level. It takes time. And most of the time, a woman check out mentally before she check out physically.
Man, way
She-
sooner.
She is done. She's out of there. I mean, she is going to sit up there. She will be there in a man's presence physically, but in and everything
She's on fucking autopilot.
she is on autopilot. She's thinking of a way to get out, or she's thinking about, oh boy, she's
Oh, yeah.
already releasing the steps on how am I going to end this.
Most definitely. Like, you remember on Click when he kept fast forwarding shit, and when he was, fast forwarded so much shit that he was just there.
Right.
And he couldn't remember anything. He was just physically there.
That's
like
it.
the lights are on, but nobody's
What's
on.
on?
That's how women are when they mentally checked out.
Very much so.
They're just there. They're
Yeah.
going through the motions.
All the way through it. So I totally get you when you say that, men, it's more of on a physical level. They cheat, but women have affairs because in an affair, it sometimes takes a while longer. A cheat, sometimes it could be one smash and grab and then straight done, over with. But women, that attachment to still have that person be there with them in that moment goes a long way. But like I say, that strong arming, that whole, now a man, fellas, I'm just calling it like it is. We go out there and dance, grind, sleep with, talk to, sweet dick with, honey fanging, that means texting late at night, walk around with New Edition on while she's at work, and sweet meat with another female all day. Smash another female. But a nigga could see his gal talk to one dude, and she finna get ready to swerve him, curve him all the way out.
Mhm.
And he done lost his kiblets. Who is that nigga? Who is he? Forgetting about everything that he done. Then when she decide to say, you know what, I'm done, man. I can't do this no more. You are willing to strong arm a female to stay with you, even though you doing all this? That means you had no respect for her to begin with. You'd rather make her whole life miserable than to see her happy with someone else.
And that's because men can bullshit and act like they don't know this, but they know this.
Yeah.
When a woman starts straying even just a little bit, he knows it's deeper than just sex.
That's true.
It's some kind of mental connection that she has with somebody else.
Right.
So what's going through his mind is, damn, maybe she actually is feeling this dude more than she feeling me.
Right.
What does he do that I don't?
That's
What
what
do they talk about that she can't talk about with me?
And that's what I was going to bring up, insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
It goes from not just her cheating or wanting to leave him, it goes back to what does he do better than me? That's equivalent to like being in high school. You're in a relationship. You break up, you see her with somebody else. Then all of a sudden you want her back. What is his dude doing that I'm not doing right? Like they say, foot and door syndrome. Salesmen back in the day, they used to go door to door, knocking, trying to sell vacuums, appliances, whatever. When a woman or the lady of the house, for the most part, got ready to shut the door, he'll put his foot in there and be like, wait, no, there's more. And you see a lot of guys trying to do that in their relationships now. Women try and shut the door. Back then, they try and put their foot in. A guy be like, let me try and convince you that I am a better man. Let me try and convince you that I am somebody that you need to be with. 2018, that salesman now is kicking in the door forcefully and saying, you're going to buy what I'm showing you. I don't know, man. I just feel like if I got a strong arm, if I got to convince you to be with me, we shouldn't be together. That's too much time, too much effort I ain't got to spend.
And them niggas that do that, the first question that rings off in my mind is, why weren't you doing that shit before?
Exactly.
That goes back to what I mentioned in the group the other day about complacency being a disease.
Very much so.
These niggas think that when they get her, no, she ain't going nowhere. I got her.
Exactly.
She already mine.
Right.
No, nigga, that's when the real work begins.
Bruh,
That's when you're supposed to step your game up,
you have to.
because you do not want a woman to feel neglected. That goes back to thinking that a woman won't change. She will put up with it for a while.
A long time. Why? Because she feel like I see the potential. I feel like he can change. But at the same time, if you're not putting in that work, somebody else will. Like the old saying go, when you date your wife, when y'all together, when you're in a relationship, you date her. You still open up her car door. Or if you, I know that's old. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even opened up a car door in quite some time. But you still date. You still treat her. Y'all still do things together. So when you are married or you're in a relationship with, you still date her throughout the whole thing. That's just how that goes. But when you're dating her, you treat her like your wife. You respect her. You honor her. You chop it up with her. This, that, and other. Now, when I say that, within reason, because like we said before, if you too sweet, she gonna get tired of you. Just like
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Just like I ask a woman all the time, what is your favorite dessert? Oh my gosh, I like German chocolate cake. Oh my gosh, I like pecan pie. Okay, could you eat pecan pie, German chocolate cake, red velvet cake every day, all day, 24/7, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks included? No. Same way with a good man. You will get burnt the hell out on him. Then you're gonna be looking for some steak.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. So fellas, when she says she wants you to be sweet, what she's saying, you don't see that little asterisk at the bottom of that sentence, within reason. Within reason.
Don't do it 24/7.
No,
I can tell you from experience, that shit does not work. That shit does not work. I was that mutt nigga opening up car doors,
bruh,
taking her to dinner all the time. You know,
right?
Pulling the chair out, all that kind of shit.
Man,
you know, bringing dinner over,
yeah,
that kind of shit. Shit was all good at first,
right?
I'm single.
Yeah,
yeah.
So that's all. That's all that needs to be said.
That's all that needs to be said.
Yeah, man, you doing that Romeoing when you? No, within reason. And ladies, if I'm a lie, call me a lie. I ain't got no problem with it, because I'm still say it. Since y'all don't, this goes back to admitting how you really feel, admitting what you want. Just like the Notebook, when he's asking her, what do you want? What do you want? It's not that simple. No, it is that damn simple. You could complicate a lot of things, but no, what do you want? Oh, I'm a woman. My feelings are complicated. Not buying it.
It's a cop out.
Yeah, it is.
So, just because they don't want to answer it. That's all it is. It's a cop out. See right through that.
Plain and simple.
They almost subscribe to, I think Chris Rock said one time, women are the only ones that can get away with, when you ask them what they want, they're the only ones that can say everything.
Which is the absolute truth.
They're the only ones that can get away with it.
Yeah.
We can't get away with it. Let us say, I want everything. You selfish bastard. What the hell is wrong? Well, damn, you said it. Shit.
Why can't I say it? But everything that a lot of goes into that. That's a pretty big word.
It is. That it is.
No, it carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, buddy. Well, we're gonna get ready to get out of here for this week, but we're gonna try to end every segment with just a little bit of advice, regardless of any of the topics we've talked about. If it happens to coincide with that, then that's what it is. But
right on.
Just offer any little bit of advice. You got anything for the listeners, man?
Yeah, I say, if you're in a relationship, the whole purpose of it is you want to be respectful for each other. To me, that respect goes a long way. Without respect and trust, you have nothing. So that means whether you're a male or female, guy, girl, in order to have that respect, sometimes you have to disavow others. So sure, others may come up, but you got to think about not only the person's feelings that you're dealing with, but the person's who's at home. So if they try and approach you and be like, hey, I'm feeling you, I'm vibing with you. Me personally, I would rather hurt their feelings than hurt my gal's feelings.
Most definitely.
That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my future, our future, who we're with. We're trying to build something. It's our future together versus their feelings. Our future is always going to trump that. Could I deal with her finding out? Can I deal with the aftermath? That's not worth it. I'll tell a female quick. She'd be like, I can do whatever your girl do. I could give you everything that she want. I'd be like, you're right. You could give me a damn headache.
Yeah.
So if I had to leave you with anything, be willing to crush the world's feelings for the persons that you're with.
Well,
That's how I look at it. How about you, P Mac?
two quick things. And this ain't just to women. This is to men too. Put your pride to the side.
Right on.
For if you're with somebody and you care about them and you love them, don't let your pride ruin that shit.
Right.
Last thing you want is, I kept my pride, but I lost the girl of my dreams, or I lost the man I wanted to spend the rest of my life with because of my pride. It's not worth it
At all.
Throw it out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And second, communicate.
Right.
So much can be solved by just opening your mouth, telling them what's going on in your brain, how you feel about this or that.
Right.
So much can be solved with that. So just put your pride to the side and communicate. That's all I'm going to leave you with.
Goes a long way. Communication rules the nation. Pride ain't never put food on the table.
You ain't lying on that.
Right on, right on.
As always, Thundercats, we signing off. It's your boy P Mac.
Hey, it's your boy, the Walking Holiday He-Man.
Also, we want to give a shout out to the YouTube viewers. Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram
At W2F Podcast. And we will see you all next week.
Later.
Thank you all for listening. Peace.
Later.